Hey, welcome back to the Hometown Hustle. This is part 2 of our episode with the owner of True Juice Organics, Chris Walker. Now, I'm not going to waste your time here, but I just wanted to remind you that if you like what you're seeing and or hearing, like, subscribe, leave your feedback in the comments, hit that notification bell. It's the best way to support the channel, and we truly appreciate it. Let's get right to it.
No, I want to jump right into it because part 1 was pretty awesome, you know?
Oh, man, I was thriving for a while off that one.
Yeah, no, it was good. So I just want to get right into it. It's it now. We're doing it. So we finished off talking about the impact that you've had on your friends and just the people that know you. We were talking just about like that compounding and all that. And that's kind of where you're at right now, where you're just trying to spread your love, right? And spread this, this good vibe that you got going on. And I think that one of the ways that you're doing that is through the juice cleanse, which is really kind of like
our staple.
It's the staple at True Juice, right? And so I just want to get right into the juice cleanse, and I just want to talk about that. Just talk to me about like how the juice cleanse starts.
Yeah.
Like what the point. You start wherever you want to start with the juice cleanse, because you know more about this than we do. So,
yeah, I think basically starting, what got me into juicing, my mom wasn't doing too good, and I got into how can we keep her healthy, so that got me into looking into juice cleanses. I watched the Fat, Sick, or Nearly Dead documentary, and that was just a really cool reality check because this guy was on like 15 medications. And in 60 days, he did 30 days in New York City, and then he traveled across the country and did interviews with people. And it was just really motivating for me to watch the impact it had on him that quick in a healthy way. And, it all makes sense when it comes to, we know healthy food's good for you, but one salad's not going to make you healthy. It's the consistency. But what's cool about the juice cleanse is it's concentrated nutrients. And a lot of people who are sick, what happens is they might not be able to digest all the food and get all those nutrients. So when you're juicing, you're concentrating it and you're able to eat it in a raw form. And it's like a straight, it's pre-digested. Your body doesn't have to break it down. So it absorbs quick and you're able to eat a lot more food. And all we're doing is cutting out the fiber. So it's really nice because you could consume a lot more than normally. And if you were to eat raw beets, I shred the beets, and that's really good. But with juicing, it's nice because you could definitely consume more. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people cook their veggies, so this is a way for them to eat them in an organic raw form. And when it's healthy like that, what's nice about it is it has cell rejuvenating properties, and that's what cures the cancer and cures the disease. Because you could go to the store and take your multivitamin, but it's different when you get it from the source, and your body can really tell. And it's something that everybody should experience. I believe at least once a year. Something about fasting is amazing. Water fasts are really good, but it's really hard. So when you're juicing, at least you're getting nutrients and you're not starving.
Right. Yeah, that was one of the big things that I tried the juice cleanse. My father-in-law's been juicing for a long time, and he doesn't have one of those fancy cold pressed juices you have. He has one of those Breville ones that like it spins, right? And it But he used to make all these juices, and so when I found out that you were doing those juice cleanses down there, I went and did the 5-day one.
Right.
I'm just going to do the 1 day, or the 3. I'm going to go all in and do the 5.
And you guys did it a handful of times.
Yeah, I've done them several times. Yeah. And it's what the most amazing thing about it to me is that by the 4th and 5th day, like I'm not hungry anymore. Right. I think I love food so much I'm more annoyed that I can't eat food, but I'm not hungry. But the way that your body feels when you like day 4 and day 5 is insane. Like it's just
it feels great.
Oh, it feels amazing. Yeah. It's just and it's energy. It's just like just brain clarity. Like it's wild. And
the energy is different than like caffeine energy.
Right.
Caffeine energy will hit quick. You'll feel it. But this energy, it's like sustainable. Like you feel it throughout the whole day. And there's something about, I really feel that I see more color. Everything about it really is enhanced. And it's not taking from you. It's actually giving you life.
Right.
So that's the exciting part. that I've experienced.
Yeah.
My last one, I actually went into day 6 because I was feeling so good on 4 and 5. I'm like, I got another day. So I literally did 6 and then kind of transitioned into bone broth the evening of the 6th day to make my 7th day transition, because you're exactly right. Just felt so good. I'm like, I'm going to let this thing keep going.
Yeah.
Right. And, it's hard. Like, that's why I tell people, I try and hype up the highlights because it's important to, make decisions while you're motivated and you have that enthusiasm. But with the juice cleanse, like, what people need to remember is that they're detoxing. So, like, not everyone's eating healthy all the time. So, like, being able to consume that, some people feel like they're going to throw up. Some people get headaches. A lot of that's the caffeine, and it's just that their body is just not used to taking in that much nutrients. And, when you're eating things like dairy that are very acidic, and then you have all this alkalizing food, it takes a while, but I really, like you guys said, day 4 and 5 takes about 3 days to fully clean yourself out. And that's what I always tell people. Some people more, but a solid 3 days. And any beginner, I would suggest starting with a 3-day and then reevaluating and take notes. And it just depends what your goals are. If you're really if you're sick or you're going through something and you just really need to kickstart it, I just, while you're motivated, go all in. Go for that 5 to 10. It's not going to hurt, so.
How many days have you done it in a row now? What's your longest streak?
My longest streak, I hit a 20.
You hit a 20?
Yeah, I hit a 20. And, but I got to be honest.
That's the guy who lunged from Rogue River to Grants Pass. So
just 20?
Yeah.
No, that's it? Just 20?
I know. It's, I got to be honest. There's been moments where I'll be motivated. I'm like, what if I did 100? You know what I mean? But I like to work out. I like to stay big and I need to eat my carbs. Right. I got to be honest. And you could drink more juice. Like when I cleanse, I'll do double the juice because I can. I'll just do it. It's not going to hurt me, and it's better than cheating. But during that 20, I got to be honest. When you never lie, you don't have to worry about telling the truth. So there were moments I cheated, and it was tough. And mentally, now I've been able to let it go. But holding on to those where, you're like, I just want to tell everyone I did it. Right. For me, that's my motivation. But the big thing is don't.
But what'd you eat though?
That's what I
was it like a little bit of romaine lettuce and some shredded carrots? Come on.
I know. Nothing crazy. Some apples and some almond butter.
Yeah.
But my problem is when I start, if I'm I'm cheating tonight, I'm cheating. You know what I mean? And the next morning it's a new day and I'm going hard. Yeah. And honestly, a lot of the time I'll still lose weight because my body soaks it up, and then the next day maybe I'll smash it because I'm like, dude, I got fuel. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. But so it's all how you look at it. It's all in the head, and some people get discouraged. But like I tell them, even if you just did the juice and you didn't change any other dietary things and you were still eating everything else, you're going to be better than you were. And that's the whole point. Right. What makes me feel that little guilt is because when you've done something, you feel like, I want to do it again. But there's different seasons, Well, my best was a 10-day.
Yeah, I think it's an accomplishment on its own to be able to do that. That's actually why I like doing it. And people are always like, oh, man, why are you doing that to yourself? And I'm like, well, we just need to experience things that are hard sometimes.
Right.
So I get the benefit of, the physical benefits out of it. But it's also to be like, oh, I accomplished this when the average person is, shoving McDonald's in their face.
And you're not doing it to yourself. You're doing it for yourself.
Myself. Yeah. Right. Yeah, correct. Right. For sure. I would say I probably wouldn't have people start on a 3-day because that is my worst day is day 3. And if I stopped on day 3 every time, I'd be like, I'm never doing this again.
That's what I did was a 3-day.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it didn't seem hard. It was fine. I could have kept on going, but I didn't pre-order the 5-day. I did the 3-day.
Right. Well, and the 3's good. I know what you mean because sometimes I'm like, man, are you do you want to do more? Because I want them to experience that bliss moment.
Exactly.
And that bliss moment does not come on day 2 and 3. But at least the 3-day, I tell people, you could see the finish line.
Yeah. Right.
If you try and win the day, that's why I like to think like that. I could get through it. And then you're just laying that brick by brick, versus when you do these long goals, 16-week goals, it's like,
365 days of squatting.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, like I said, in our little gym over there, I have our main quotes, 1 hour is only 4% of your day. So even during that challenge.
1 hour is only 4% of your day?
Yep.
I think is that right?
I believe so, isn't it?
I don't know.
It's a
Doyle?
It's a
4/3 of
24th.
times are I don't know. That doesn't make sense.
You're the math geek.
Does it not make sense? Well, that's
don't
funny
have my
because that's
phone.
what the sticker says.
And if it's on
A 1 hour workout is only 4% of your day. That'd be hilarious. I've never done the math. I assumed Amazon was correct.
Now we got to find out.
Yeah. No, it's
Fact check us.
not.
Somebody fact check
not.
us. Put it in the
Yeah.
comments. Yeah.
Scratch that.
No, that's hilarious.
You got to be accept when you're wrong. You know what I mean? So that's the big thing.
Damn you, Amazon.
I know, that's hilarious, dude, because
It's
the
on the
whole
sticker.
Positive Fitness crew believes it.
Well, it's probably right. I'm probably
Right.
just making a big deal out of nothing here. I just think it's pretty funny. So.
I don't think so. But we'll do that. We'll figure that out.
Hey,
That's gonna be
I was
our
not a math
intro.
teacher. No.
Lift thing fast, yeah.
Oh, that meathead.
Yeah,
No, I'm just kidding.
No, that's really funny. No, but we got Lawton to do the 3-day. So he had asked me about it. He told us this several times. Why are you doing that to yourself? And it's the same kind of thing. I'm doing it for me, dude.
Yeah.
But we got him to do the 3-day. And Lawton, I don't know if it's like, I don't know if he cheated, or I don't know if he's just not so aware of his body, or but it's just like, and that guy is like, he does not eat healthy.
Right.
It's not like he eats terribly unhealthy. Like
Yeah.
his wife is a super healthy person, so they eat pretty healthy, but he doesn't like, when they go to a restaurant, he's not like, oh, I'm gonna get something healthy. He's
Chicken
like, no,
salad, yeah.
I'm gonna go for it.
Right.
But
Isn't it funny how when you do something healthy, people say, you're crazy, or why are you doing that to yourself?
yeah,
But when we see them at McDonald's, we don't tell them that.
yeah.
Oh, but
You know?
I do.
I think
I've learned to keep my mouth shut because people just know who I am. So I'm like, oh yeah, they instantly feel guilty. I'm like, dude, no worries. It's
Yeah.
a journey.
Yeah.
It's definitely a journey,
Robin's office is at the end of the hallway, and his window looks down on the Taco Bell drive-thru, and it's always like circling around the block, the line sometimes at like lunch and dinner time, and I'm always just like,
Well, you can like see directly into the windows of
Yeah.
right when they're ordering too, and you're like, you're just one person. Like, how are you ordering that much food?
I know.
Robin, I'm getting it for my family too. Leave me alone.
Sure you are.
Right?
Cheyenne.
I haven't seen Cheyenne in the window.
Yeah.
I've not seen Cheyenne there either.
She probably goes to the other Taco Bell now. 'cause-
Yeah, she probably does.
Yeah.
She's talked about how she's been through that drive-through before, so I just give her crap about it. But I am definitely that person that will give people crap about it. I'll also see
appreciate
them
it.
show up with like Wendy's in their for lunch, and I'm like, Wendy's, really? And it's
Right.
really, I spin it in a way that like, there's all these amazing small businesses here in town that have these amazing restaurants and food, and you're going to Wendy's? Like, that's
Right.
not, like, come on.
Yeah, vote with that
They
dollar.
got good spicy
Yeah.
chicken
You know?
nugs though, man.
They got good spicy chicken nuggets, dude.
Oh, it's funny.
Well, I think it becomes a cost component too. I mean, I hate to
course.
take it to the
Yeah.
financial side of it, but the reality is we can get something for $4.39.
Yeah.
Or if we go to Saigon or we go to some of the other local places here, you're 14, 15 bucks before you leave there for one meal. So I get that component of it, but it's expensive to be healthy and people aren't willing to put their money there.
Well, and the health is cheaper than disease.
Right.
So like remembering that, and I highly suggest it's not. People can't go out and buy food every day at these nice places. Like I look at it as a bonus, or at least years ago, that's kind of what Oh, I'm going to go out and I'm going to have an experience. But the reality is, if I was trying to be an athlete and get my meals in, you have to eat at home, and you got to go shop, and you can. Get enough food at the grocery store and prep it and make it cheaper than even going to the fast food, and and it's going to be healthier. You're going to feel better about it. You're putting your intention in it. You know what's in it. That's kind of a big thing.
Yeah, no, meal prep is like the key to maintaining a diet, like a specific diet. That is the key to it. Otherwise, it's nearly impossible to do it.
Especially if you're trying to be successful and do a lot of things, because if you're not prepping your own food and you can't really afford to just eat out all the time, even if you do eat out, it tends that you're eating more than you're burning. It's just not always the best situation.
Yeah.
I did bring a juice cleanse if you guys want to see it.
Yes, I want to do that. Let's talk about the juice
All right,
cleanse.
all right.
Yeah, I
While
want
we're
to get
still
into
on that.
Yeah. Oh, heartbeat.
Got the heartbeat.
Just greens. Oh, that's drink your greens.
Just green.
It's funny, after 2 hours of not eating anything on a juice cleanse, those things look so amazing when you open up the
Oh, that one
refrigerator.
doesn't have the label on it.
Yeah, no label on the heartbeat today. It's our best seller. Waiting on those. But, yeah, dude, so this is what you drink in a day. You know, it's over 30 servings of fruits and veggies in one day. So it's the benefit of it. What's nice about this is juicing at home is amazing. I feel like it's crucial to build that habit and to kind of know what it takes to put into it. But like you said, we have a cold press juicer. So even if you don't have a cold press juicer, still super amazing. Not all juice bars have it, but the cold press allows the juice to last longer. Over 30% of the nutrients last longer. So with our greens, it's even better because it's going to really press everything out. The veggies, all the fiber in the pulp is dry when it comes out, so you're really getting everything. But you're going to start your day with our wellness, our True Juice Wellness. This is our carrot, apple, lemon, ginger. We're going to start with our higher carb juices as we wake up, and we'll end with our greens. So we start with this one. That's our most popular. It's our sweetest juice. Really good.
I'll tell you what, when you roll into True Juice at 9 o'clock and you pick up your alkaline water, or 9:30, you drink your alkaline water, right?
Yep.
You wait like that 30 minutes. And at that point, like in day 2 and day 3, you're already like, hungry. Like you like can't wait for that first sip. That True Juice Wellness, when it hits your lips, it's like, delicious. Oh dude, it's the best. It's so good.
Right? You're trying to open it slow like it's nothing, but really you want to smash it.
Oh, you want to chug that thing so hard.
And I do.
You do? Yeah. You're supposed to sip it over like 20 minutes.
Then I fill it up with water and then drink it again.
Oh yeah.
Get every little bit out of that.
Right? Clean it out.
Yeah, that's awesome. Anyway, that's my 2 cents on that one. Go ahead.
No, it's true. And after sleeping, you just fasted the longest, because you slept. So you want higher carbs, and you're going to feel it in your brain instantly. Like you said, it's going to feel awesome. We move on 2 hours later to our immunity blast. It's our carrot, apple, lemon, ginger, celery, and turmeric. The celery and turmeric are anti-inflammatories. So that's crucial. It's still a higher carb juice. A lot of vitamin A in the carrots. This is our heartbeat. This is our pre-workout juice. This is going to give you energy. Beets promote blood flow, and they enhance energy. It has cucumber, spinach, apple, carrot, celery, and lemon. So this one's amazing. You can move this anywhere you want. If I'm working out in the morning, I'll actually start with my heartbeat. So I know not if you're working out before 9, but you could pick up the day before for the following day if you're wanting to.
I want to ask you about the workout during the juice cleanse. Maybe now's not the right time, but...
Oh,
go ahead.
Totally.
Okay, well, let's just do it then. So one of the big hesitations that I've had since, doing the juice cleanses is like if I'm on like a really big workout kick, like I don't like doing the juice cleanse at that time just because I feel like it hampers my energy and I don't want to like waste everything that I have and not have any calories to like consume afterwards. I mean, what would you suggest for people who want to continue working out while they're on the juice cleanse? What do they do?
So I suggest your first cleanse, no working out. Cleaning out your fridge, making it so that you don't have any opportunity to cheat. Be honest, tell everyone around you, make it a big thing. Hype it up so that when times get tough, you have that energy to fight through it. Once you're conditioned to the cleanse and you've done it before, or you're going for a longer cleanse, I think you could totally work out, do more lower impact. Now it's all up to you. If you're feeling kind of like, you have a lot of work, you got to get through some things. But honestly, what I've noticed is when times get tough during the cleanse, like a longer cleanse, say a 10-day, what happens is the workout actually helps me because like when you're working out, I'm not feeling as hungry. I have something to focus on. You just got to make sure you're drinking your juice, you're staying hydrated. I wouldn't go too hard. If you start cramping up, I would definitely kick it back, maybe a little more low impact and just kind of walking, no full sprints, no maxing. But honestly, I said I did a 20-day cleanse. Well, I did an 11-day cleanse one time. It was 10 days. I was doing it with a friend. She was really motivating me at the time, and I had my why, and I really got through it, and I kept my workouts absolutely insane still, and I was able to still grind through it. I was really recording it all, and for some reason, I had more motivation during that time. I remember I got to day 10, and she asked me, "Can you do another?" And I thought, dude, I had it planned. I was ready to eat. And, man, I was so upset. But I was like, man, this is why we always talked about how we always push each other. And, one more rep, baby. Yep. And, dude, it was so hard. But I remember those before and after pictures in 11 days were absolutely insane. I dropped 10 pounds, but I looked bigger. And everything was full. My muscles were ready. And it was really motivating, But but that's not the normal person would be able to do that. You have to work out all the time and cleanse, know what you're in for.
Yeah.
So going on that, Daniel, for me personally, like I try to not limit the amount of activity I do, but like normally on Saturday and Sunday, I'm out in the yard. I mean, I'm putting in hours and hours. I find myself, I can only do about 2 hours of hard work, outside in the yard, moving firewood, doing whatever, before it starts to impact me when I'm on a cleanse. So I kind of have that, not mental block, but I just separate that time frame for me and say, hey, this isn't going to be the weekend that I'm going to do a big project.
Right. You feel the low.
Yeah. So I automatically alternate what I'm doing and just say, hey, it's going to be the following weekend or whatever.
Yeah.
True. And I noticed that, I'm a little bigger guy, so I'm consuming more. So if you have a good metabolism, you've been eating a lot. Sometimes it can be harder because I'm used to more. But I noticed also it depends on the person, because some people, they just actually don't eat that much. So if they're in that type of person, sometimes this is hard for them to consume, I've noticed. And that kind of shocks me because I'm like, damn, I need more juice. You know what I mean? So I really think if anyone, really wants to try this or sit down and really talk some goals and they're listening out there, come on down to True Juice and we'll sit and we'll have a game plan because each person's different.
Yeah. For sure.
So that heartbeat is...
Yeah, heartbeat, sorry.
This is the one for the pre and post workout.
Okay.
This is our detox stream.
It's my favorite, actually.
The detox?
Yeah. Nice. Weirdly enough, I love the cilantro in it.
Yep, the cilantro is either people love it or they're not vibing it, but it's important in the cleanse because the cilantro and parsley are metal detoxifiers. So that's really important. Say you have metal in your teeth or just everyday life. It's important to have. So I put it in there. It's a higher carb green juice to kind of hide that green flavor. And I think we really nailed it. Yeah. So, and then the drinker greens, it's all our seasonal greens, which are the kale right now. And it's a little higher carb slightly because we add some carrot in there, and that gets you through the day while you're really feeling it. And then we end the day with our least amount of carbs, but our highest alkalinity. This one's good right before bed. It's our Just Green. And then you sleep and you start all the way over.
Yeah. So it's pretty awesome. So when you start, like I said, you come in 9:30, you get your alkaline water. So if you start that first juice at 10 o'clock, you're supposed to wait like every couple of hours before you drink one, right? What's the science behind that?
So the big thing is I could pound all these right now and my body's probably only going to absorb so much. And that's the whole idea is we want that constant line of nutrients into our body throughout the day. Food timing is very important, just like pre and post workout. If you're eating intermittent fasting is nice because your body, you're grinding all day and then at the end of the day you're able to consume, and I feel like I absorb it and then I wake up feeling better. But with the juice, we want to push it every couple hours. Now, say you go to bed pretty early, it's okay if they're only an hour and a half or even an hour if you need to. I would rather you get in all your juice before you go to bed and then restart the next day than miss out on 2-3 juices. And if that does happen where I fell asleep, because normally when you're cleansing you get tired, what I would do is wake up and then slam them.
Yeah.
And then, come back, get your juice for the next day and keep that going. You can pick up a couple days at a time, but I highly suggest coming in. I know sometimes I've been late with you guys and I apologize about that, but
I've come in there like 10 o'clock and be like, I'm not going to be ready for another hour. An hour, Chris.
I'm like, it's a test. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Just an insider tip who's done this a couple of times. Yes. If you do it, so I start on Thursdays on purpose.
Yeah.
So Thursday you get your day and then you come pick up Fridays, all Friday at one time, and then you're good Saturday, Sunday, then re-pick up Monday morning.
Dan's all about the hacks.
Yeah.
Dude.
Oh, dude, you have
hacks.
to.
Yeah, Dan. No, hold on. Dan tries to hack everything. Yes, he's like, he always tries to find a way to make everything better.
Why not? Right? With one turn on this rock, I'm going to make it the best I can.
Yeah.
But literally, it works out good because then Monday I find is kind of the hardest, just because you guys are busy. Everybody's like, I'm going to start new stuff on Monday.
It's true.
Like Thursday sounds great to me.
Yeah.
Like, why not start it?
No, that's great. And then you have the weekend.
Yep.
Super solid.
Yeah.
I always try to
give
choose.
you guys one of these?
Please.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which one would you like?
Well, he's gonna. What do you want? The detox or the beats?
I'll drink whatever. Yeah,
me too. I'm good.
Hey, choose you guys.
I want the detox one.
You want the detox?
That's
nice.
I'll do beats.
Nice.
You know what? I'm going to take the Jess Green just because.
Nice.
I'm going to go for the endo.
Oh, you got to shake it home.
Yeah, Chris,
You
thank
guys
you
wanna
for
cheers?
this.
Thank you.
Heck yeah, we do.
Let's do a little to a healthy life.
To a healthy life,
Yes.
yes. Gents,
I will drink to that.
spill juice on my table will strangle you.
Oh wait, so I'm supposed to take 20 minutes to drink this? Not normally what I do.
No.
Yeah, that's really good.
Oh, that was awesome.
It's so two questions for
Yeah.
you. Well, one a statement, then one a question. I took because I try to take as many people there as possible, right?
Thank
Just
you.
so they can experience it
Oh, yeah.
and feel. And so I literally one person hadn't been there ever before, and I took them, and we were eating our Buddha bowl or whatever it was, and like literally just stopped in the middle of a bite. He's like, my body was craving everything that's in this. Like I didn't even solicit it. I didn't even say anything. But really, when you're just eating that good food, like this person had never been before, but just to have that kind of reaction is crazy.
Dude,
Then
that's
I get-
amazing.
Yeah, it's awesome. And then I get the other people that say, no, thank you.
Right.
Right? Like they just don't do veggies. They don't do fruits.
man,
and it's
dude.
really...
That's so sad to me.
But I mean, there
Yeah.
are a number of people because I literally like, hey, let's go to True Juice. Let's go to True Juice, right? And some people just viscerally say no, right? What do you say to those people?
Good luck.
No, you know,
Darwin.
I've definitely, you know, slow to speak. I think it's important because we're all on a journey, and you know, I was once that person, you know, and so the big thing, I just let people know. I just get to know them. I build relationships, you know, build a relationship. And then, you know, maybe they're not into food, but maybe they want to work out. Well, then I'll jump on board with that. Find what they like. You know what I mean? Kind of dial that part in. And then once that happens, what happens is, you know, then you're friends and maybe they ask a question, you know, and when you're ready to give advice, bam, that's when you lay it on them. Doing it right in the beginning, people put shields on and we all do it. You know, it happens, especially when we don't believe in something.
Right.
But honestly, I feel like if you're loving enough, you know, you have a lot of enthusiasm, you're doing everything right, it's infectious.
Yeah.
You know, so that's kind of where I'm at with that. I mean,
1,000%. I don't think there's any other way to do it than to just be a good example and be there to support people. And if they want to experiment with it, then you're there to support them. Like there can't be any other way. You're not going to force anybody to do
They're
this
not
kind
going to
of
listen
thing.
to you anyways, and they're just going to get mad at you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the closest I get to Daniel on frustration about people's decision is I'm like, this is about the best thing that you could physically do for your body,
Right.
but yet you say no to vegetables. Like I can't in my head fathom that.
well, and you know, it's same. But I've seen some miracles happen, and like that's what gives me a lot more patience because I'm like, man, you know, it's like everyone's told them this, and this is all they know, and it's okay, and this is all I know, but I'm willing to learn too. And I noticed that, you know, I've had people come in and say they're allergic to tomatoes. Well, you know, instantly I see a challenge, and I'm like, "Ooh, I got this." You know what I mean? And so then we build that relationship. It might take 6 months, and that's okay. You know, I realize that you can't win right away, but you just keep putting in those deposits. And I'm like, you know, it's just our gut doesn't want things that it's not used to. So like, if you don't have that bacteria and all that in there, just like with milk, you know, I used to. Back in the day, I did the Go Mad diet when I was trying to be a strong man, and that was a gallon of milk a day on top of all my meals.
That wasn't too long ago because I remember that was a thing when you were at the club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was, you know, it was,
Right? You were doing
Crazy.
that when you were at the club, right?
yes.
Were you bringing milk into the club, like working out with it?
Well, I tried to pound the milk. So I actually only did 23 gallons of milk a day. So that's the cool thing, you guys, is I was as extreme as it could be. You know, with
everything.
But yeah,
That's changed.
no, but like when it comes to not eating the best, you know, in my mind, I was thinking, because I was just thinking of the macronutrients, carbs, fats, and proteins. And I was in my early 20s and I was just trying to gain and just, you know, over excess. I'm like, okay, in nutrition, I'm going to just keep feeding. Well, I would go to Costco and I got those I could only fit 23 gallons of milk in my fridge. So that's what I did. And I didn't have a car, so I could only go one time a month. So I would get 23 gallons and I would just drink a gallon a day. And I tried to drink it in the first part of the day so that I could drink water afterwards and try and push all the sodium and everything out. But dude, I blew up. You know, I got fat, but I got strong. And But it wasn't the healthiest because I remember one day I looked in the mirror and I was like, oh, it's time to cut, and I hit about 280, but it wasn't like, right now I'm actually sitting at 255. This is the biggest I've felt where I still feel good. But, so now I'm like, okay, you go through phases in life, but, that was huge, but that was like right before I went, vegan, December 24th, 2016. So
right before Christmas.
Yeah. Yep. I went to a pita pit with my dad, and he went and he got a big ham. And I was going through these emotions because I was like watching all these films, and I was trying to find out what my next goal was. And I just, I go extreme with it. And I went into pita pit. I don't know if I said this last time, but I ended up, I would always get a double meat chicken Slovaki, and I tried to just get it huge. And that day I got a black bean burger, and I said double meat it with a falafel. And I ended up pounding that, and what was the trip was I was full. And I was like, wow, I'm full. And it was like I had these shifts in my mind. I was like, man, normally like the reason I get the protein is because I want to be full, and but I knew I still had protein in it, and so that was an interesting day, and I made that commitment, and I remember my family, they were like, oh, because they're like, when Chris says something, he usually follows through.
Yeah.
So they were like tripping on it. They're like, wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that was the beginning of that journey.
The vegan stuff, yeah.
Yeah, the vegan stuff, dude. So it was a trip, but that was a lot of milk back then.
Yeah. That blows my mind even more than the lunges.
Yeah. So I want to hear actually some crazy success stories, not from you specifically, but I'm sure there have been people that have come into True Juice and maybe done juice cleanses and kind of rediscovered their health through the juice cleanse. Right. Can you share, maybe a story that stands out to you that that maybe would inspire some other people?
Yeah, one of I'm not going to say names because I didn't ask.
That's fine.
But one of my good friends was going through quite a bit at the very beginning of True Juice, and I was trying to figure out my why and trying to have. I wanted one big goal. I was like, how can I, other than just making money? That wasn't the thing. I had to pay off the business, had to do all these things, and I was like, I want to help somebody. So I found one person that really fit the bill, where the feeling almost felt, I don't want to say impossible, but that was what I was shooting for. I was like, man. And I sat down one time and we had the talk, and I said, hey, I'm just going to be honest. If you're ready, I'll give you everything, And she came back to me and said, I'm ready. I said, the only thing I ask is we do videos on it. Let's inspire people. And that's a big thing, because getting in front of the camera when you're feeling vulnerable, it's like that first progress picture. No one wants to take it. Then you get shredded. You're like, damn, why didn't I take it? Yeah. So we sat down, and the whole goal was to do 100 days. And we did follow through. I don't know exactly, it got to a point where it was just like the investment in the deposits of, helping each other out. But dude, that was the goal, is to do 100 days and to fully commit on juice and food. We were going to go like 20 days, just juice, and then slowly start introducing food into the diet. And then it was all prepped food. But it was amazing. That's when I brought up the tomato earlier. What happened was there was a lot of allergies, garbanzo beans, tomatoes, even cucumbers. There were a few others. And at first people, in my mind, I start thinking like, do they just not like this? Is it because it's veggies? Right. Well, I don't care. I'm going to just make it taste good, But as the results start coming, what happens is you get pumped, and then we were able to get her healthy where she was able to start consuming these things. And what some people don't realize is, like with tomatoes, we might think we're allergic to something, but maybe we're allergic to the pesticides on the tomato. Yep. And that's a big thing that people don't remember. Like, they're like, man, I eat this and I flare up. Well, yeah, dude, it's a GMO apple and there's wax on it. You know what I mean? Like, this is some real talk. And, so like, and then all these supplements and these things that are all natural, there's nothing natural like organic veggies. Like, that's really what it comes down to, because if we're doing that elimination diet, introducing the foods back, you want it to be high quality, especially with the juice. If I was juicing things that weren't organic, it's not good, because now it's concentrated crap. So you got to be careful with that. So we were able to keep reintroducing things, and it turned into this amazing weight loss journey. I don't remember the exact number, and I don't want to say it, but it was huge. And just seeing that happen, and then seeing all the things that happen in the life, new job opportunities, being able to actually, you know, walk X amount, you know, and just getting up hurts. And then now you're like getting into working out and bringing in your first bike and all these things.
Yep.
Like that's what I was really thriving off of. So
That's that compound effect we were talking about last time.
Yep.
That's what we were just finishing up with. Yeah.
Start
it's
with
crazy.
juice, end with a new life. I mean, like literally, it sounds so cliche, but it's possible.
right.
Yeah.
It is. And, you know, like, I mean, I even go through it just recently. Like, I've been going to the gym, but man, it's crazy how, like, no matter how motivated you are, times get tough. Yep. You know, you got to set yourself up with, like, little tips and tricks, like even sticky notes at your door that say you got this. You know, all these things that really just, you know, it just keeps you moving, keeps you growing. And with True Juice, that's the thing is I feel like you said, the energy when you walk in, it just feels right. You know, and that's kind of what I'm doing is, if I don't feel right, the juice bar doesn't feel right, you know, and the people in it. So really just always talking about goals, getting excited, keeping the enthusiasm up, trying to stay consistent on what makes Chris. You know, like if I'm just focusing on business and not my health, it's obvious, you know. But motivation, you know, I think just staying consistent, having opportunities. Like I brought this in, you guys, because this is really what's been motivating me is, if I can't pull people in with, say, the food, with the health, maybe I could pull them in with fitness. And so now my goal is with the Health and Arts Hub.
Or music.
Or
art, right.
all the good things. So we just got a lot of good things. We just started a Spanish club on Monday. That was cool, you know, something completely different. But it's an opportunity to show up and then leave better. You know, that's the big thing. We're doing a beginning drawing class for children. That's a 6-week course coming up. And I don't know, have you guys seen the new remodel lately?
I was just going to ask what was the reason for the new remodel and the decorating and everything? Because it looks, I mean, the artwork and everything on the walls looks great. But
Thank you.
What spawned that?
What spawned that, got to be honest, I woke up one day and the whole juice bar was flooded. You know, and what happened was a sink was left on and I freaked out, right? And the insurance paid for a new floor. So instead of like making it a negative thing, I made it this big, awesome, you know, hey, we're going to come together. I got a bunch of volunteers, everyone that supports True Juice, and we did more than the floor. We ended up doing a cleanse for the whole building. You know, so that was a big thing, and I thought
pouring juice on the water,
right? And, you know, that was amazing, and it was stressful. You know, I was closed for 4 days. That's the most I've been closed in the last 3 years. But it was so cool, you guys. I had almost over 30 volunteers throughout the few days, and they came in and they stayed till I stayed, and I stayed late, you know, and it was just so cool to see all these volunteers that have been a part of True Juice just be able to help and give back. I was so grateful, and you know, we painted, we got new TVs up, got a new bar setting over there.
And when did that get finished up?
Man, it's starting to blend, but it hasn't been that long. What, couple months?
You'll give me some pictures though, won't you?
Yes, definitely give me some pictures, some before and after.
Okay, sounds good.
You know,
yeah.
But we have a mural, actually, that kids class that's going on. Crystal, she is doing a big mural for us, and it's the Seed of Life, the sacred geometry with all this fruits and veggies in there, and then putting the quote right now: "Let food be thy medicine, and medicine be thy food."
Yeah.
So I'm stoked about that.
1 hour is 4% of your day.
Yeah.
I got to get my calculator. Where's the calculator?
I was doing the math. I mean, it's plausible.
It's
I guess.
possible.
Yeah.
Is it? Okay, yeah. Praise the Lord. Jeez. I'm like, wow. You know, there was I could ramble, but there was a TED Talk I watched one time, and he had 2 circles, and the one was red, one was blue. He's like, and he was very, you know, he looked like he knew what he was talking about, and he's like, one of these circles are bigger than the other. Which one is it? And everyone out there is smart at some college, and they're like, and he's like, red, raise your hand. Blue, raise your hand. He's like, they're exactly the same.
Identical.
And he's telling them the confidence of just telling someone it's either this or this, you know, just being able to, the confidence makes you believe it.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
So you heard it here, people.
Yeah, 4%.
1 hour is only 4% of your day.
Right. Oh, that's great.
Yeah. Fact checked again. I love it. No, that's awesome. I don't know if I've been in there since it's been remodeled. I honestly couldn't tell you. So, but that's cool. No, I love what you're doing with this too, because you're attracting a lot of you're building a healthy society, not just with juicing, right? You're going about it in different ways with all these different events and stuff like that. So just keep going on. You talked about positive fitness, but this drawing thing for children is pretty cool. They're doing a mural currently.
Yeah, she's finishing up the mural, which is in that corner.
Okay.
Super cool. Just the vibe. Trying to get more artists in there. I'm stoked. Almost every inch of the place, I'm trying to create more room. I have a list of artists that want to go up, so I got to be a little more consistent with that, and that's been awesome. So if you're an artist out there and you want to get on the list, that'd be amazing.
Yep.
I think I saw on your Instagram too, like you have a new trainer, Hope, or is that right?
Yeah. I've been teaming up a little bit with Jordan.
Jordan, yeah.
So that's been cool. There's been some transitioning lately, but it's still
Jordan!
Yes. We did a...
That's what we were doing last time. You guys remember?
Shout out to Jordan. Yeah.
We did a 5-week boot camp together, and we're on week 4 coming up. So finishing strong with that. That's been really sweet.
She's pretty intimidating.
Yeah, definitely stacked,
Yeah, she's...
So...
Is it her boyfriend, Nick Tatum, right?
Yep.
He's a monster.
Oh, dude, shredded.
Super shredded. Yeah,
and
Nick's
he
a
owns
monster.
Big Air.
Right.
So
bounce houses.
Yeah, the bounce house company. I'm super pumped for him on that business.
Mm-hmm.
That's been a huge plus. And so if anyone needs a bounce house,
Nick, bounce houses.
Yeah.
Oh no.
God, here we go again.
It
took me 40 minutes to get here, so.
What's in this juice?
I don't know.
Right?
I'm just drinking the one before bed.
Chris, but beforehand, you said when Chris is happy, right, and you're doing the things that you want to, everybody's kind of happy on that.
Yeah.
So do you think that if we took a snapshot of your mind, like, is this it?
Yes.
Right?
Only it would be constantly growing. It'd be
right. Yeah, there would be more. But I mean, literally, that's what I feel like you're infusing into this place is everything that makes you happy. You want somebody else to be happy with you in that. So you're pulling it into the juice bar. Like
right.
True Juice is becoming an amalgamation of everything that makes you happy.
Yeah, that. And, I'm really excited because I feel like holding space for all my friends to build their dreams, and being able to capitalize on that because it's awesome because I had people believe in me, and that was a good feeling. And I remember, I was questioning a lot. And I remember, someone I really looked up to was like, what are you questioning? You're young, you're motivated, make it happen. And I thought, damn, you're right. What are you talking about? So being able to remember those moments and then just like a good coach, utilize that as when I'm coaching and, be able to just hold space and tell people, hey, you should do this. Bringing up just like a lot of these teachers, it was because we talked and I said, you ever think about doing a class? Mm-hmm. Getting them motivated for their first class, and I was just thinking, like Rogue Moss, Magdalena, I'm really proud of her. She's been doing really good. C Moss, that's been a real good seller at the Juice Bar. It has a lot of good qualities. I'm still learning a lot about it, but having her knowledge there has been amazing. And then Sarah from Soulful Sips, Adaptogenic Teas. She's doing morning blends and teaming up with the herb shop. So that's been really cool, and that's all new, but it's really growing. And that tea is what we drink during our Tea with Friends on Sundays. Mm-hmm. So that's been really sweet. If anyone's out there, every 2 weeks we sip tea together and we pass a talking stick and just have elevated conversation and just catch up with what's going on.
A talking stick, huh?
Yeah, it's crucial. Some people don't like it.
Agreed.
Yeah, I bet it.
Do we need one?
It's not the first time Chris has passed something around the circle.
Cheers.
What kind of talking stick is this?
Yeah, what kind of talking stick is this?
Is it in the form of a peace pipe?
Yeah.
No, but it's funny. It's a staff my mom made, and it's a big mushroom at the top. So it just happens to be that, but it's been there since the beginning.
Just so happens to be that.
Yeah,
it's all organic. It's earth.
But it is crucial because when you have a lot of people in one spot, no one's really leading it. The whole idea is we need a little structure because when people drive from Williams to come to this, I want to respect the time. And if we only have 2 hours, I want to make sure everyone has a chance to have the floor. some people like me could just keep talking, but like some people, they really need the floor. You know, they're slow to speak, and we still chime in when we want, you know.
Maybe we should have a talking stick for Robin.
I just hand it to him. This is a symbolic talking stick, Robin.
Yeah.
Right.
I know what you mean, though.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, it is cool. And so what's the purpose of the Tea with Friends in the talking stick, other than just giving people an opportunity to say something? Is there a topic of conversation that you kind of start, or how does that work? Or
so like I had men's group last night. That one, sometimes I'll have a topic, you know, like, you know, what's our goal for the month? You know, one good thing, one thorn, one thing that's been bothering us. But for the Tea with Friends, it's a co-ed group, and honestly, it's just like a catch up, because the thing is, like, when there's someone new, we just get to know each other. It's, you know, no obligation. You don't have to speak or anything, but kind of catching up every 2 weeks. And what I've noticed is it's been a space to dream. You know, I get really excited about ideas, and some people, it's crazy. They don't have, you know, they don't get motivated on like, let's create this or let's do this. And I'm trying to spark that, because a lot of the events have happened through these groups. So, you know, I might not be, you know, it might not be making money for the juice bar, but it's still purpose driven, and things have came out of it. You know, there was a point where I stopped Positive Fitness because I was, you know, a year and a half ago, I was just kind of went through a lull. People weren't showing, I wasn't motivated. And then, you know, through one of these groups, they're like, hey, you know, you should probably start that back up. And I thought, man, you're right. You know, so really it's just a moment for people to come together, and for me to hang out with people maybe I wouldn't hang out with all the time. Mm-hmm. So that's been a really nice space.
Yeah, cool. That one kind of stood out to me when you were talking about it last time. It's very random for what you have, but
very inclusive.
Yeah,
like
but very inclusive.
Yeah, random but inclusive. I think that's.
I don't think it's any more random than some of this other stuff. I mean,
who gave you the talking stick?
Board Games Friday sounds like. I mean, they all sound like fun and social, and they feel like they're
what
good.
Friday?
Board Game Friday.
That sounds great.
Right? Yeah, that's pretty cool. You know,
work meditation, all this stuff. It seems like healthy, good stuff.
I did sound healing yesterday with Erica. That was. I don't know if you guys have ever done that, but she is amazing. She's a character, gets you laughing. But sound healing is very interesting. You know, there was about 8 or 9 people that showed up yesterday, and we just let you lay down, and she has all her singing bowls, and they all have different frequencies, so they hit like the different chakras and everything. And just laying there, and it's pretty intense. You know, I used to not be so much into like acupuncture and like all these modalities that are, you know, what I used
holistic
to think, holistic.
Yeah.
And, but you start doing a little bit of everything, and then things start aligning. It's a trip. Yeah. Even if it's just building a relationship. But it was for how fast my lifestyle is, doing these few things like the breath work, the sound healing, it really just kind of grounds me where I could come out harder every time, you know.
But when you talk about a relationship, like that develops a relationship with yourself that I think people are so disconnected from themselves. So even if it's not another individual, just realigning with who the heck you are as part of, you know, a sound, like you got to be okay with your thoughts to sit there that long and have that, you know, music and everything resonate with you.
Right.
People aren't willing to do that for themselves anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it's just.
Well, and some people forget about, you know, like frequency, what is it, 528 or something, the frequency of love and that energy. And what I've noticed is certain things like we have Belinda who does our green air plants. Her business is she brings in her plants for the business. And I don't recall if I brought this up last time, but she brings the plants and she takes care of them and she owns them. And then I pay a service charge once a year and I get to have the benefit of them being there. And then I don't have to kill my plants on accident, you know. But she said, you know, there's other places in town that these plants are, and they just will not stay alive. And when they start dying, she brings them back to True Juice. And within a day or two, they're better. Well, I know we're always playing positive music, you know, Bob Marley, the vibe, there's healthy food, there's people, and I know that's why.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And when you see things like that, you realize, dude, giving someone a hug, I mean, that's real talk. You know what I mean? Like, you really will feel it, and you start compounding all these together, and things start changing. You know, you're able to push it harder, and love's the answer, dude. You know, it's funny, like, it's as manly as it gets, really, you know?
Well, what I'm getting from this, too, is that and what I think what you were kind of talking about also is that like even just doing this stuff, you're building a relationship with yourself, right? You're figuring out what works for you, but it's also it's an opportunity to learn and just to kind of open yourself up to new ideas and new things. And I can't imagine that that's not healthy. Like how can that not be good for you? Right? If you're just so closed in, just doing all the same shit all the time, like that's not good for you.
No, totally.
Yeah. So I love that you have all these different things for different people, and people can come and explore this, and anybody that hasn't, that's listening, you need to, because it's really cool, and you can find stuff. If it doesn't work for you, you can try something else. Nobody's going to judge you, at True Juice. I mean, you're in there just trying to be better and be happier, and that's really the most important thing. Yeah.
And I'm very open, anyone listening, any ideas, that's what I'm excited about is if I had a friend like me back in the day who said, hey, if you have any idea, let's go, man, I'd be all over that. You know what I mean? So really any ideas, I'm willing to talk, hold the space. If anyone wants to teach any type of classes, I mean, I'm willing to keep failing till we win, and that's the big thing. Just keep trying. Because a lot of the time it's funny, people feel discouraged, but dude, it's going to take a while, but then you'll have momentum and it will become successful. And these are the things that have became something. Mm-hmm. Now, the amount of things I've tried, it would take up more than this table. You know what I mean? Like, so I think that's something people need to remember. Don't be nervous if you get motivated and you have an idea. Speak it into the universe, and then let's start feeding it and watering that seed.
Yeah. You're such an infectious leader, Chris. Like I can imagine that there's probably a lot of people that are even on these 2 sheets that maybe struggled before they came to you, and that you're giving them the motivation and the kind of the drive that they need, and the accountability. Maybe they wanted to do a Spanish class, like a Spanish club before, but they just didn't have the platform for it or anybody that would support them, and so they were kind of down on themselves. And I'm just using the Spanish club as an example because it's here, but you're a very infectious leader, and that's one of the big reasons why we wanted to have you on this in the first place. So thank you. You were thanking me for doing this, but I'm thanking you, man. Like this is awesome. Like I'm glad you're on here, and I'm glad I can help spread the word, and I hope that people can get great benefit from it. So.
Dude, I'm so thankful, and I'm excited to kind of see where this goes. We talked about getting Jocko on here. And,
Jocko,
getting some big names. Like
do it, Jocko.
Yeah, I have full
Jocko.
faith.
Jocko, Jocko. Thanks, Robin. Yeah.
Right?
Forgot we didn't take away the talking stick from Robin.
No, it's super cool, and. Same with you guys. I'm excited. We talked about possibly getting a hometown hustle juice up in here.
Let's do it. What are we doing?
Well, that's the thing is I think we're brainstorming, but, I want to create a label for you that has the hometown hustle, and we could have it, in a little something that you guys could have, all
right.
Any ideas, but you tell me like what your goals are. If we want it to have a purpose, maybe give us energy or anything like that, or if we just want a good flavor.
Can it give you integrity?
I think so. You are what you eat,
You are what you eat, yeah. I don't know.
Truth juice.
Truth juice?
Truth juice.
I don't know. We'll have to brainstorm on that.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
On the logo, I would like a talking stick. That's my 2 cents. Stick? Yeah, so it needs to be hometown hustle with the talking, like a picture of the talking stick.
The mushroom stick?
Yeah.
The mushroom stick.
The mushroom stick.
Hey, that stick's going to be famous someday. It's getting there.
It's going to be famous now.
Yeah.
All right. So we were going to try and be real, quick with this because it is a 2-parter, but for those who are watching, we do want, right? Your goal was to be the most watched podcast,
correct?
Out of the group that I've had so far. I'm afraid to tell you that I don't think it's going to be too hard. So no, I'm just kidding. It's not going to be like 365 days of squatting, or lunging from Rogue River to Grants Pass, or eating or drinking 23 gallons of milk in a month.
Which I don't do anymore.
As a lactose intolerant individual, that sounds like purgatory.
Yeah, spend half the month drinking milk and half the month on the toilet.
Yeah, no,
right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So on that vein, last time you were doing shout outs and you missed some people in there. So
right.
Do you want to do shout outs so you could just
get
as many people on as possible?
Let's do this.
I brought up a few people. I want to thank my team, my family, my friends. You know who you are, but Bryce, he's my my guy and one of my best friends. He's working the juice bar right now.
Okay.
I want to thank his girlfriend Nikki, my brother Ronnie for being open, doing all the open mics and just having my back. He's actually cleaning out one of the rooms today for the podcast.
Oh.
So I want to talk to you guys about that.
Okay.
I want to have a True Juice sessions, and I want it to feel like a living room vibe.
Okay.
Because I have a vision of maybe having big groups too.
All right.
You know?
I have some things for you. I have a gift for you when you're done. So go on. Yeah.
Thank you. I'm excited.
Okay.
I want to thank Brett. He teaches, that's Crystal's husband. He teaches our level 1 positive fitness tonight at 5 p.m. He was our most improved this last year.
Nice.
And just super solid dude. He told me, hey, 5 to 7 tonight. So I better make his class.
Yeah.
I want to thank Kat Boswick. She's my best friend, and she is our outreach. So she really helps me with just getting people to know True Juice and just hyping me up. We work out every morning at 5:30, and so yeah, I could not do this without her. I want to thank Sarah. Sarah's been really pushing the breath work, the meditation, and she leads Sundays with me. Erica for sound healing, Amanda for the Spanish club, Renee for yoga. Who else? We got Magdalena with Rogue Moss. Magdalena, thank you for always holding down, and she's always motivating. She comes in every day, and no matter how her day is, she always has a smile on her face. And man, those are the people I need around me. So I'm thankful for Mag.
Awesome.
Mark, you don't use any electronics, so you won't ever watch this probably. But thank you.
Mark!
Yeah, Mark lived with me and my family for like 6 to 9 months back in the day, and he motivated me, and I promised him that someday I will get juice in third world countries. Okay. And that was before True Juice.
Oh, wow.
So it's kind of a trip that I'm like, damn, man, we might do it, Mark. We're going to do it, you know?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, and just my mom, my dad, my family, my sister Carly, Renee, Daniel. Daniel helped us with the remodel. I could not have done that without him. He helped with everything with the floor. Billy Construction. Who else we got? Crystal doing the mural. Yeah, just everyone, the community, you know. They vote with their dollar, and they allowed True Juice to be here the last 3 years. I was able to pay it off in 2 years.
Yeah.
And I'm just so thankful that now we could really just get creative. If anyone's listening and you want to buy our building, it's for sale. And I have a lease right now, and I would love for someone that really supports True Juice to be the landlord.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm really praying for.
And you know 2 great real estate brokers and a mortgage lender, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Remember those guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just sorry. Yeah.
No, I feel you.
Yeah, I'm just messing around.
I'm just putting it out in the universe because it's really important to me, and you know, we'll grow either way. But it's just, just having people that support the dream, dude.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, that's really cool. So where can people find information on you? I mean, Instagram is an easy one, but
our website, truejuiceorganic.com, and then our Instagram and Facebook. I do a lot of Instagram and Facebook, more Instagram. But you know, and if you come to the juice bar, if you're local, then we have a board that has a lot of the things going on. Just come feel the vibe and see if something clicks. You know, I think come meet some new friends. If you're new to the area, I think it's important to connect with some people, and it's a great spot for that.
Yeah. No, sure. Indeed. So thank you.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Excited.
We good, boys?
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is awesome. Thank you. And thank you for the juice.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome.
All right. Have a good one.
Boom, you too.
It's a wrap.
Nice.